Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, friends and family. This is the 21st annual Intel Variety Show. Can you believe that? 21 years the show's been going on. It is pretty amazing. Many of the performers in tonight's show were in diapers 21 years ago. In fact, 21 years ago was 1990, and Bush 1 was in the White House. The big TV show hit was Beverly Hills 90210. Remember that? That just opened in 1990. And Intel's stock price was, unfortunately, about what it was today. So that's one of the downsides here. I want to say everybody in this show is a volunteer. So we've been practicing and rehearsing, and the stage people and all the performers, musicians, the directors, we're all volunteer participants in this. We do have to compete to get into the show. I myself went to a kind of a very thorough competition to be the master of ceremonies. You know, they asked me, they said, Gary, do you own a tuxedo? I said, yes, I do. They said, you got the job. Apparently there wasn't enough money to rent a tuxedo for the show, and so, yeah, it worked for me. Now, one of the benefits of being with Intel, and I've been there for 17 years, is you get to do quite a bit of travel. And I was recently on a train trip from northern to southern Italy, and I was supposed to have a sleeper car. And I got to the train, it was very late, and I get to my private sleeper car, which I thought it was, and there's someone there in the room. So we called the conductor over, and you know, it's a mess, and the language barriers and all that thing. So there was no more rooms on the train. It happened to be a woman in there, but that was, you know, unimportant. There was two beds, and it was two beds in the train. So, you know, we just were arguing. We couldn't figure out no room, so we just decided, me and the other woman, well, just one night we can, you know, sleep in the train, and we're both done the next day where we're supposed to be. So she gets in her bed, and you know, and I get in mine. It's a little uncomfortable, but we work it out, obviously. And so a little later in the middle of the night, I start to get cold because there's the air conditioning vents right by me. It's cold, and the blankets are unfortunately near here, and I don't want to get out of bed, right? So I said, ma'am, would you mind handing me one of the blankets? And she said to me, she said, well, tonight you want to pretend like we're married? I said, okay. And then she said, then get up and get your own damn blanket. Hasn't this summer been brutal? Oh man, this is what, the worst August ever in the history of recorded time in Arizona. It was been a brutal summer. I mean, August, there was like one day that, well, the low was like the highest low ever. It was in the 91 or something. And then there was a day that, I think it was 117 degrees. It got up to 117. And I went out that day. It was crazy outside. You know, I saw a dog chasing a cat, and they were both walking. Yeah, it was bad. I came across a bird because I was looking around, and this bird was getting a worm out of the ground, had little pot holders on. I mean, the worm was so hot. Hey, look now. You paid $8 to get in here. I tell about 16 jokes. That's about 50 cents a joke, okay? You go to the comedy club, $25 to get in, plus a couple of drinks. This is the bargain. I mean, you don't even have to go to Groupon for this thing. But seriously, I don't know if you know this, that we have the largest power plant, a nuclear power plant in the United States. It's Palo Verde's nuclear power plant. It was the last major power plant built in the United States. And the reason they put it in Arizona, this is the rumor I heard, is that if there ever was a nuclear, like a thermonuclear meltdown, and it made the temperature outside 220 degrees, people in Arizona would still be walking around. Yeah, but it's just a dry heat. One of the things, I don't know, I've been scanning the newspaper as I was preparing for this show, and you're trying to look at news events, you know, to keep informed. And one of the things, I don't know if you saw it, there was a robbery recently in Chandler. Yeah, apparently some thieves broke in to the police department and took all the toilets out. Yeah, now the detectives have nothing to go on either. Yeah, okay. 50 cents a joke now, so think about that. Nice movements to that, wasn't there? Nice costumes, nice movements. I actually do a dance like that myself at home sometimes, but I call it, no, the scorpion dance. There's one there, watch out, watch out. Where was I? Scorpion dances, wow. We're gonna lighten things up a little bit here. Yes, we got a comedy act. Now, I can take, as I know, comedy is difficult to do. I'm proving that tonight. I don't know if you noticed on the TV, how can you miss it, right? We're going into this election cycle, and it just drives me nuts because, the election is not for over a whole year from now, and yet we're getting all the debates and all the things. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can take another year of this stuff. It seems like we just went through it. I was thinking about the word Congress the other day, and I was thinking about this words of pro and con, right? Pro is for, and con is against. And I was thinking of progress means moving forward. What does Congress mean? Maybe there's something to those words, isn't there? Yeah, we're not too happy with them these days. Well, I have a wedding anniversary. Yeah, I've been married 27 years. Thank you. Yeah, 3 different women, but 27 years. No, I'm joking. It's been this one woman, 27 years. But the other day she made me a little nervous, actually. She got out our marriage certificate, and she was, reading through the thing, which was probably okay, but she was looking at the marriage certificate for like an hour. And finally I said, well, what are you looking at the marriage certificate for so long? And she says she's looking to see if there's an expiration date. One of the other things, I was talking about how hot it was this summer. And one of the other things I read, I don't know if you read this too, but the scorpion bites were up. Like to record numbers of scorpion bites. I think it was like 5,000 normally in Maricopa County, and it was over 7,000. I guess it stings, actually. They don't bite you. The sting. I personally hate scorpions, okay? There was a scorpion once that came into my house, and we killed the thing, and then from then on, I was bringing the fight to the scorpions. Yeah, I went to the hardware store. I got the 2 black light flashlights. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And then it was recon, baby. Yeah. I put the black makeup under my eyes, camouflage pants, I get the boots. Make sure you tuck your pants in the boots. It's a big thing. And I was ready to go after these scorpions. I'm bringing the fight to them. And so I had brought my wife along with me to help out here, and she's like, do we have to do all this army mumbo-jumbo stuff? I'm like, look, this is a trained enemy we're fighting. The prehistoric monsters, they've been here before we were here, and they'll be here after we're here. Just follow along. So I get my flashlights, right, with the black light. I'm loaded up, I'm knocked, I'm loaded. I got my camouflage. 10 o'clock when those suckers are out, let's go do this. So I'm walking around, got the flashlight going. You with me, honey? Okay. Okay, 2 scorpions on the wall, 5 clicks. I'm gonna shine the light on them. You're gonna kill them. On 3. She jumps in there, my wife, with 2 screwdrivers, grabs 1 scorpion, holds it by the tail, rips it in half. The next scorpion tries to run away. She gets that scorpion in the middle, cuts the head off. Booyah! Man, we were a team. Now, I know some of you are saying is, I can't believe that guy had his wife kill the scorpions. Look we all have our roles in a military operation. You don't hear the guy flying the airplane saying, oh, you got to jump out last time. Can I jump out this time? Look my job was to find the scorpions, isolate the scorpions, secure the area. Her job was to kill them. It all worked out pretty well. Okay, let's get back to this show. I was reading the other day about this story about a surfer guy. He's Californian surfing, and he was on the beach, right? And he stumbles across this old bottle, kind of sees it in the side, and picks it up and starts rubbing the bottle, and a genie pops out. And the genie says, hey, you know, your lucky day, buddy. You can have one wish. And none of this, my one wish is 5 more wish tricks. You get one wish. Okay, that's it. So the surfer guy's like, wow, you know, I'd like to surf in Hawaii, but it's so expensive to fly over there. Can you just build me a freeway from California all the way to Hawaii? And the genie's like, what? Are you crazy? You know how much metal and cement? You know how deep the ocean is all the way in the Pacific? You know how much energy and time and materials it would take to build a freeway from LA to Hawaii? You got to come up with a different wish. And he's like, well, geez, you know, I'm kind of struggling with my girlfriend. We kind of have hard times sometimes. How about this? Maybe you can help me understand women. Genie says, how many lanes you want on that freeway? There you go. Wow, does everyone in India dance? Man, it's amazing. I imagine going to the grocery store. Give me a tomato, where is the banana? I mean, I've never been there, but it's amazing. They just dance all the time. They're dancers. I'll have to go and check it out for myself, and I'll report back.